Hello everyone. This is the podcast in which we will be going to discuss all about ourselves and where Devomech Solutions started and how it's going so far. Usman and me, we are both co-founders of Devomech Solutions. So now we will be discussing about it. So Usman, can you please introduce yourself and share your background?
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. So this is Mohammad Usman Sardar. I graduated from GIK Institute in Pakistan back in 2015. After that, I moved over to Germany for my master's studies. During masters, I was also working in part-time with a company working on virtual reality applications. After that, I joined that company full-time, and I worked over there for almost 5-6 years. And that was the time when we started our Devomech solutions, and I moved from that job to startup area. So yeah, so that was a little bit overview about what I have been doing in the past. So Waqas, can you also introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Waqas, and we graduated together back in 2015. I can't say that I was lucky to have met you, but yeah. And then after graduating, and I think even in my last year, I started providing consultancy services to different companies to develop their products. And then after graduation, I started doing a job in a government research and development organization. And along with that, I was providing my consultancy services. I had a few remote employees as well that were working with me on that. And then afterwards, the Devomech solution came into the picture. But Usman, what really inspired you to start Devomech Solutions?
Well, it was the passion that inspired us for me, and I think it's the same that with you as well. I remember we enjoyed doing all the projects that were not really part of our studies, but we were just doing it out of our pocket money and spending it over projects to develop some new products or something that just inspires us, and going to competitions to enjoy that. So that was the passion, and that was the motivation, that something that we really enjoyed. So we wanted to do it for our profession as well. So that was the main motivation behind this whole company.
Yeah, don't talk about the pocket money during university days. Things were really bad.
Yeah, I remember.
So, what do you think has been the biggest challenge in the early days?
Well, in the initial days, it was challenges are always there, but the main thing that we were wearing a lot of hats. We were HR as well, we were project managers as well, we were doing accounting as well, and all the things that we have to do. We were not having all the teams over there, and we were doing everything by ourselves, and obviously we were not doing it at the best. Yeah, so that was one of the challenges that we faced over there in the start.
Yeah, and I remember that I think for a few times I have done the cleaning of the office as well in our first office. And so we usually people say that we did everything except cleaning the office, but we did that as well. So I think we are
nice memories, you.
I think we are good there.
Yeah, and also I think one of the another challenge that we were facing a lot in the beginning, that was also the chicken and egg problem that every services company faces, I would say. Either you have to hire resources first and have all them ready before you get the projects, or you get the projects first and then find the resources. So I think that was also one of the challenges that we were facing a lot in the beginning, because obviously the finances were limited. Now we can afford that better, that we can have resources all ready to jump on a new challenge whenever there is a new project. But in those days it was a bit difficult. So I think that was also something.
Yeah, but the good thing about that was that as we started hiring people, we hired them to be on the safe side, that if a project comes in, we will need that particular resource. But it was always like that. We were short on resources,
Yeah.
And whenever we hired 2 resources, and the projects came for projects required 3 or 4 resources,
Yes.
and our existing sources were again overloaded, and we were then again hiring again. So it was a vicious circle going on, and I think
Exactly.
it's like that even till now.
Yeah, currently our HR is always busy finding new resources who can deliver all the high quality work. So yes, it's a never ending thing.
And it's a good problem to have, I think.
Okay, so coming to the next topic. So Waqas, what do you think? How has your vision for Devomech evolved over the time?
Well, the major evolution would be that initially I wanted to do Devomech my whole life, but now I want to retire ASAP. That
So you are already overburdened with the work that you're doing?
no, I think that now we have the resources and we have the team that I think can take care of themselves, and I hope that we can retire in the next few years, max by 2030.
Yeah.
And then, inshallah, Devomech will take care of itself. We'll have a CEO, one of our employees,
Yes.
or one of our current team members, and then we will jump on to other interesting ventures. Definitely, startup is a good life, and I would want to jump into it again once we are retired from here.
Yeah, so I think, yes, that's right. Overall, Devomech, our current focus has been, and we are currently more focusing on the systems so that all the processes are streamlined, everything can take care of itself, all the feedback system, the client satisfaction, and everything. So I think within the next few years, we will have all the systems streamlined, and then this is something that we can put on autopilot, and we can jump into more challenging ventures.
Yeah, and I also think delegation is the most difficult
Yes.
and the right thing to do when you're in a leadership position in a company. So delegating your work to others and leaving very less work for you to do means that should be done. And I really remember that when we hired HR manager, we felt like now our 50% of work is gone and now we'll be relaxed.
But it never happens.
But it never happened. And the same happened when we hired our business development team, that now we are good there. So, yeah. But I think now Devomech Solutions had its own systems.
Yes.
And if we are even not available for a few days or weeks, it can function on its own.
Yeah, exactly.
What makes Devomech unique in the R&D and engineering space?
Well, I would say there are two main things. So first thing is the focus on the quality. So Devomech has always been focusing on high quality work. And secondly, I would say the communication with the client, because we are working on client's visions, client's ideas. And you know, when we start the project, the vision and the idea of the client is very vague. They don't even know what exactly they want. So we have to discuss with them. We have to come up with questions to understand that what exactly they want to have. So that is the communication is the key in that, and we focus a lot on the communication so that we actually understand at every point that what exactly clients want. And also there are a lot of decisions that we have to take during the R&D phase, and then we keep the client into loop so that they can give their feedback on it, and we can really generate a product that they envisioned in their mind. So
yeah, and because the idea is the brainchild of every client and they want to be a part of the whole process.
Exactly.
So effective communication is the key. And then also Devomech handles the whole product life cycle, right from the concept stage to complete design to prototyping, testing, iterations, and then assisting clients in getting those mass produced, packaged, and shipped to the client's warehouse. So I think this is the whole. So if the client chooses Devomech Solutions or works with us, then he doesn't need to worry about the whole process. All he needs to focus is on the marketing and the site. And yes, we do good quality work.
Yeah, and I think that is also very important. So the point that you mentioned, that everything is being done at one place. So that also reduces a lot of hassle for their clients. For example, if they have 2-3 teams working with each other, working on different parts of the project, and then you combine them together and things are not working, you have to say that, okay, you are wrong, or you are wrong, or which team has done the wrong work.
And no one accepts who is wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And then you become more of a judge rather than entrepreneur, because you have to understand that who has done the good work and who has done the wrong work. So having everything at one place, so you have to just point finger on one company that you guys have done something wrong, so just fix it. So
and clients love to do that.
for sure. So yeah, that is I think a very important thing. All right. So what are some of the most exciting projects Devomech has worked on?
Oh, no, this is an interesting question. One is the handheld massage machine. That we did at very early stages of Devomech Solutions, I think in the first 6 months or so. And that product is a handheld massage machine that chiropractors use to massage their patients. And it is a very famous product in the US. Our client has been, the Rapid Release Therapy is our client name, and they have been selling it for like 2 to 3 years now, and they have sold tens of thousands of units. And it's a premium product and doing really great. And also the engineering behind it is also very exciting. Then I would say Digital Display Cube, the hologram device that we designed for gaming industry, has very interesting engineering behind it, and the overall product looks really great. And also the hologram or the 3D visualization of an image always excites people.
Also, I remember a project that was very interesting. I think it's been already a year that we have completed that project. That was actually for elderly people, because in the first world countries, elderly people are living in the old age homes, and they are not having that much interaction with their children or something like that. So it was like a companion robot that they can have with them. It was having a couple of sensors in it to monitor their heart rate, etc., some basic health things as well. Other than that, it was having a microphone and speaker, so that it is like sort of a cuddly toy for you. So, and elderly people are also like kids, so they want to have something that they can cuddle around with. And it was having some ChatGPT integration in it, and also speech emotion recognition. So based on the speech, we were also analyzing that if the person is feeling sad or feeling angry, because that is also issue with some elderly people. So, and it tries to speak with them and try to minimize that thing. For example, if the person is feeling angry, so it will try to speak with them and reduce their anger.
So, Usman, how do you encourage innovation within the company?
Well, for Devomech, innovation is everywhere. All the products that we are developing, we are working on very new ideas of our clients. And for those ideas, every idea has new challenges, and then innovation is very important. We are working on top-notch new technologies, new controllers, new hardware, and we are making sure that we are working with the best available resources in the market. And for embedded systems, it's always like every other month there is a new controller out in the market that has better performance, that has better
power consumption,
power efficiency. Yes. So yes, so innovation is built in our team, because and that is something we have tried over the years. So this is not something that comes right away. So we have trained our team to be innovative in their working style, in their work they are doing.
And I think the best part of it is that we don't mind mistakes. We don't mind experiments.
Yes.
And we let our team do the experiments, spoil components, check them out from every angle, and play with all the components and devices.
Yes.
So that they can utilize them in the best and the most efficient way.
Yes, exactly. And I remember when I was working back in, I think, 2018, we were working with Mercedes-Benz, and they were having the slogan, fail fast. So it's totally fine if you fail, but you should fail fast. You don't have to spend like a year on working on something that is not really working, not working. But as soon as you feel like it's not working, you can move to something else, because that's how you can innovate and work on the new things. So yeah, that is also something back in our minds, that we have to keep our team focusing on new tech, trying new things, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's totally fine. That is fine in the R&D phase.
And I also think that over the time, only those team members have joined Devomech Solutions or wanted to become a part of Devomech Solutions, who want to learn new things all the time and are quick learners, so to say. So yeah, I think means if innovation is not there, then Devomech Solution is nothing.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so can you share a project that didn't go as planned and how you handled it?
Well, no project went as per plan. That's for sure. And in research and development, that's absolutely normal.
Yeah.
It would be abnormal if you make a plan the first day and it goes all along. As you do testings, as you do prototypes, things evolve and you take new decisions, take new directions, definitely in coordination with the client. For example, this digital display queue project that we talked about, we had this issue where the PCB was very expensive, and the product was not feasible with the cost of that PCB. So then we pivoted around that, and then we designed a combination of flex and rigid PCBs to drive the cost down, and then the project became feasible. So at one point it was a disappointment that we can make this product, but we will not be able to. Our client won't be able to sell it in the market at the price that he can sell it for. But that problem was solved, and as every good story, it also has a happy ending. That everything went well from there.
Yeah, I think problems are always there. You just have to navigate through them and find a good solution. So if you find a solution that is all good, then so that is part of life.
Yeah.
And especially for the R&D projects.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so how do we divide leadership responsibilities as co-founders?
Well, it's more of a go with the flow thing. That obviously we differentiate our teams a little bit based on your background, my background. You're more on the mechanical side, and I'm more on the electronics and software part of the things. So we surely divide that part. But other than that, we are also differentiating our side. Most of the decisions are taken together. And then obviously there are a few things that we divide. Marketing team is handled by one person. Business development is taken care of by the other person. And also based on the geographical position of us, I think that also makes us a little bit very clear differentiation, that you are taking care of our American side of the clients, and I'm taking care of our European clients. So yeah, I think that's how things are going well.
Most of the decisions are taken together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the decisions that you even take and are not popular, you put them on me as well.
To take care of the hard things.
Yeah.
You are always better in that.
All right.
Okay, so what are some key leadership lessons that you have learned?
I think empathy, I would name it as the most important one, because if you're a good leader and you're not, you can't be a good leader if you don't have empathy. If all the people that are working with you or your team members, you should have good communication level with them, so that you can understand the phase that they're going through and you treat them accordingly. And other than that, I think don't shy away from doing anything yourselves. Put your trust on the team members, let them do the work, let them take the responsibility, and just worry about the results. Micromanagement is the biggest killer. Don't get into it. If you start doing the micromanagement, then there is very less room for doing anything effective. But I would like to hear your thoughts on this.
Well, yes, I think overall it's like giving delegation and giving open opportunity to all your team members, that is very important. Let them try things, let them learn from it, and see how they are performing in that, and then give honest feedback to them. That is something that I have learned, that honest feedback is very important. If someone doesn't know that what he needs to improve, he will never be able to improve that. So as a leader, I always try to communicate with my team. I'm always accessible for them, so that if they want to discuss anything, they can come to me and discuss. So yeah, I think these things are very important for a for a leader, to make sure that their team is feeling comfortable and you are with them in every ups and highs, because everyone is not the same every day. Sometimes you didn't slept last time good, so you are not feeling well, or maybe you are having some issue with in your personal life and you are not at 100% of your capacity. So we need to be empathetic, just exactly that you mentioned. So we need to be understanding that, okay, this person is not doing well today, so that's totally fine. Tomorrow he will be well again, so he will be better. So that is very important for a leader.
Quick question here. Do you believe in hire fast, fire fast policy?
Well, no, I don't think so. Because for team building, it needs some time. So it's not something that you just try someone for a couple of days, weeks, and you see that, okay, he's not, or he has done some mistakes, so just replace him. I don't think so. I always believe in long-term relationships with our team members as well, with our clients as well, and that is very important, to give some room to the people if they have not performed well in something. So try to provide them opportunity in a different thing. Maybe he is not best for this purpose, but maybe for the other purpose. Maybe he's not performing, talking about embedded systems. So for example, he is not best performing in one of the controllers, but he can perform well in the other thing maybe. And especially if you have some junior resources, they don't even themselves know that in which direction they want to go. So it is very important to discuss with them, understand that what they want to do, and then drive them to that direction. So as leaders, as their mentors, I think it is very important for us to understand that what exactly they want, what their capability is, and then discuss it with them to figure it out, that how we can make them achieve their goals.
All right, Usman, how do you keep your team motivated and aligned with your mission? First, tell me your mission, and then how do you make sure that they stay aligned with that?
Yeah, so overall, I think mission includes multiple things. Obviously, we wanted to be a leader in this domain, to become a well-known company where people know us by our quality work, and that is something that kept us motivated always. And to keep our team motivated along with us, it's very important to convey them and tell them, communicate with them, to see and tell them that what exactly our mission is and how we are targeting it, what is the path that we are taking to achieve our mission. And that should be very clearly mentioned to your team members as well, because for the team members, it's always very important that what they can foresee in the future. For the company, for the founders, it's very important that it is very clearly visible to the team members.
So when you started Devomech Solutions, how much part of this motivation was that you want to get rich?
Well, that is a little bit difficult question, I would say.
Money is always a motivation.
Yeah, exactly. Money is always a motivation. In back of our mind, obviously that was somewhere, because talking about European salaries, it is like you don't get a good raise. So, because it is more of a welfare society where they believe that everyone should be earning well. So you start well, but then in the longer run, you don't get that much raises. So that was obviously one of the motivation for me, that if I have to get rich, I have to get into some business. But other than that,
Is this the reason that we have biannual increments in our company?
because if we are getting rich, so our team members should also be there.
So
along with
motivation
us.
should be
Yeah. So what do you think? What was how do you keep team members motivated?
First is their learning. If they feel like they are learning something new every other day, then they stay motivated that that Devomech is adding some value in their skill set. One motivation is that. And as we upgrade our labs, new machines come in on the mechanical side and they work with that, so they're excited about it. One part of motivation is second part of motivation is to make sure that they get good increments. They all their basic needs are fulfilled by the company, because they shouldn't be worrying about how to make both ends meet when they're working with Devomech solution. For example, the health insurance is covered. If the employee doesn't live in the same city, his accommodation is covered. So all basic needs are covered.
Yeah.
And apart from that, I think that working with a team that is so friendly, so motivated, and I also experienced that for our mechanical engineers especially, working with electronics team, in coordination with the electronics team and learning about PCBs and everything, it was really interesting and motivating for them, because now they understand the other part of the story as well, and next when they will work on a project, they'll already know the limitations that they need to keep in mind while designing a product that include electronics.
Yeah, I've also noticed that our team members are dealing with each other and also understanding the other side of the things. Our PCB designers want to learn about the firmware as well, that how does that work. Our firmware developers are also trying to understand the LTM designer that we are using for our PCB designs. So they want to understand the other side of the picture as well, and that is very important for an engineer overall, for their own understanding that will make their work very efficient. So I think yes, that is very important.
My next question, the reason that you started Devomech solution, one of the reasons that you wanted to get rich, has that happened?
Well, not really, I would say. Not yet, but we have fingers crossed.
Okay, so best of luck with that.
Thank you. So what trends do you think will shape the future of the engineering and R&D?
I think accepting the changes in the technology, especially the AI, using the AI tools more effectively, because AI is all there to assist with your current jobs. It's not a replacement, rather it's a tool that will assist you, like the other softwares that we do.
Yeah.
So I think the companies or the firms who will accept this reality, this new reality at the right time, will be successful. It's just like Nokia versus Samsung.
Yeah.
So if you are slow in learning new things or adapting new technologies, then but overall I think that the efficiency of doing things and the effectiveness of doing things would be enhanced. Especially, for example, if the product development cycle is now, let's say, 6 months time period, then it will be reduced to 2 or 3 months, and then the cost that the project incurs to the client, that will also be reduced by the same proportion. So I think that this is very good for the industry, because many entrepreneurs or people who can't develop their own product because it's too expensive right now. It won't be like that in the next few months or years. And then even we will have a new set of clients who have lesser budget but want to get their product designed. Now they don't qualify to do that, but then they will be. So I think no one would be replaced as people are afraid of, but I think that the work efficiency will significantly enhance, and hence because of that, the volume of the work would increase, and everyone who is busy now will be busy if he adapts.
Yeah, I think we are far away from that level where AI can replace a human. So I think that's not gonna happen anytime soon. It's more of a helping tool for our engineers, for our actually for every environment, every occupation. So I think that is a helping tool for them.
So what advice would you give to the aspiring entrepreneurs?
Well, I think I would say it's very important to focus on the main goal, that is the sustainability of of a company. So if you are over engineering something, you're spending so much money on marketing, on product and everything, and you're not really going into the market. So entry into the market at right time, that is very important. You don't have to wait for over engineering and making everything 100% perfect and then entering into the market. You can have some basic version of the product ready and enter the market with that. Then later on, along with that, you can make a second version of that as product as well, because it's always there. So iPhone, first iPhone that was introduced into the market, that was not like something that no one has looked at or something like that. And you see that with every new version, there's something new that is improved and further enhanced. So I think that is very important for a new entrepreneur. They should keep their finances in the right direction. They should make sure that they are covered for their kitchen money, because if you're worried about your managing your kitchen money, and then you will not be able to focus on the bigger target. You will be focusing on just some little things that are not that important in the whole bigger picture.
How to resist this temptation of being an entrepreneur, the buzzword, and then raising some funding, having a big salary, a big car, and this temptation of becoming a CEO of a big company that everyone knows about based on the funding, and then when the funding ends, then the picture is different. So how to resist this temptation?
Well, I think this is something that is obviously between your heart and the brain thing, that you have to decide. You should go with the brain, not with your heart, that I want to have this, but more of a think about the long-term goals. If you're an entrepreneur, you're not here for just 1 year to spend all the money, get a car, get big salary and everything, and burn everything and end the company after 1 year. Your goal should be, if you're really motivated about this, then it shouldn't be that the case for you.
So means they should forget about impressing their girlfriends.
For sure, yes. They should impress their girlfriends after 3 years, because then they will be in a better place to impress someone.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So, where do you see Devomech in the next 5 to 10 years?
At a better spot, I hope. I think that Devomech would be a lot different than it is. We have started putting the process in place as of now, but I think that we will be more of sort of in autonomous mode in the 5 years. We will have all process developed. Our team would be taking over the company management, and we would have expanded in different countries like we already have. I expect to have our technical teams and labs in USA, in Australia, in Europe, and then hopefully. I think right now we have strength of around 70 team members or so. I think that in the next 5 years we would be around 1,000 or more. And I think Devomech is on the right track now. All the difficult and the slow phases have passed, and now we are on this rapid expansion phase where we can expand organically, as we have never raised a funding and we don't need to raise one. So I think this organic growth is a lot more sustainable, stable, and fulfilling. All right. So, are there any upcoming projects or expansions you're excited about?
Well, yes, for sure. There are many expansion plans that are being executed as we are talking right now. So we have recently expanded our team into Australia. We have our team over there for the business development, not really for the technical resources right now, but more on the sales and marketing side of the things. So we are expanding on that side. Other than that, we are expanding Devomech on the US side as well. And this year, we are planning to have our office in US as well. Other than that, so this is like core Devomech. Other than that, we are also planning some sort of, you can say, side projects that are under Devomech picture, but they are like separate startups.
Sort of ventures, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that is also something that we are open for our team members to come up with their new ideas, something that they envision, and then they can really take it over. And as we have recently done with one of our team members, that she was having an idea, and we did the feasibility study of it. It was very interesting. So we are currently working with her, as she is the CEO of the company that as well. So yeah, that is something that we are really hoping for new ventures as well with our team members, with anyone external as well. So yeah, that's future things that we are really looking forward to.
And I think means one of the team members comes to you with an idea and then becomes the CEO of that company. And so I think this is very inspiring and a source of motivation for all other entrepreneurs or team members as well. So all you need to do is have a good idea, have the will to execute it, and then we can spot them wherever it will be possible.
Yes. What daily habits and routines help you stay productive?
Yeah, means waking up early in the morning at around 10 a.m. really helps me a lot.
Okay, 10 a.m. is not that early, by the way.
That's early for me.
So you stay productive all day after that, or
yeah.
how does it help you?
Yeah, means then playing table tennis. So whenever I feel that I'm not productive, I go to our gaming area, someone is playing table tennis, and I just join them for a game or two, and then my energy is restored and I can then start focusing on the work.
So Waqas, if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
I think that would be to delegate more. And not trying to do everything yourself. If I start all over again, I think I would delegate more work to the people around me. I did that, but much at a later stage. I should have done that long ago. So that is one thing that I think that I should have focused on. And then I think a better management structure right from the start can really help. I think that I or we learned that a bit later. And I think, means that's mainly it. Other than that, I think if we do it all over again, it would be the same thing. Just mainly on the delegation and management side, I think we could do better if we do it all over again.
So just think going back in time, and when you don't have that much resources, that you cannot hire a lot of people because you cannot take the liability of their salaries. For younger entrepreneurs, that is also a big problem. So what do you think, how they should manage it with the limited resources?
No, this is a tough decision because in our case, especially in the services company, your budgets are not as bad. Means if I see on our company, our accounts are not as bad. We were just being too careful, I think, and
focusing more on the sustainability, that we should be more sustainable with all the things.
And I think that you should initially keep your margins low. Just have enough money in your account so that you can run the company for the next 6 months or 1 year. Other than that, you shouldn't you shouldn't fear spending more. So I think Means entrepreneurs need to be careful. They can't be too generous while spending, and they shouldn't be too careful. It is about finding the right balance that works for your company. Every company is different. Every decision is different than the other company's decision. So I think it is more of a intuition or your personal self that can make that decision.
Yeah, that's exactly the key out of it, that balance is very important.
Yeah.
You have to keep the right balance between spending too much and spending too less. So it should be the right spending that needs to be done.
And I think that, again, if we do it all over again, I think that we would make some decisions earlier than we have, especially on the delegation and the management side.
Yes, right. So what's one thing people might be surprised to learn about you?
Okay, that I am an extremely sensitive person.
Okay, I'm also surprised to know that.
Yeah, I do that, and from my behavior and my attitude of things, people don't think that I am a sensitive person, but actually I am. Yeah.
How do you hide it?
I don't hide it. It's just the way I am. You know, I think that I have developed some thick skin over some time.
Okay.
But still, I would classify myself as a sensitive person.
Okay.
Means if I have let's say, if I had a hard meeting with a client or a difficult meeting with a teammate, that affects me emotionally for the rest of the day or for the next few hours. So I suffer that. It's just not that. Like people think the managers, they can speak, they can have any difficult discussion and the next thing they are okay.
Yeah.
I'm not like that.
So what was your vision behind Devomech?
All right, so the whole vision behind Devomech solution is a center of excellence where any person who has an innovative idea can come to this company and the company develops the whole product or the whole solution for them, and all they need to do is worry about to find the right space for a product, to find the right idea, and what that company should do is that develop the whole product around it. If it's a hardware product, assist with manufacturing and make sure that the product reaches their warehouse, and if it's a software product, then the complete solution. So Devomech should be go-to for all the entrepreneurs who have amazing ideas and want to make a difference in this world. So Devomech should make that happen for them.
Okay, so it's more of a turnkey solution that you just come up with the idea and you'll get a product out of it. So
Exactly.
everything else will be taken care of by Devomech, right?
Exactly, and like our during our studies, our teachers had a lot of ideas, but they could never get those things happen through us. Now we want to do that for other people.
All right. Okay. Perfect. That sounds really impressive. So, what services overall Devomech provides?
Well, Devomech provides complete product design and development services, and by product can be a hardware device, hardware product, or a software product.
Okay.
In a hardware product, our major focus is IoT devices. So usually this is the product has a mechanical design component to it, an electronics design, a firmware, and an app. And we design all of that, and then we develop in-house prototypes. We test them, iterate them, and then we assist our clients in getting those mass produced in different countries, in USA, Europe, Mexico, China, Vietnam, Malaysia, India. We have contacts in all these countries with different manufacturers. So we can make sure that their product is mass produced and shipped to their warehouse. So these are all the major services that we provide for our clients.
Okay. Nice.
But you're on the software side, so maybe you can elaborate that more.
Yeah, so on the software side, we are providing services on mobile application development, web app development. Like, for example, for most of the IoT products, you need a dashboard where you can see and monitor all the remote devices from your control center. So we create that dashboard, we create complete infrastructure for the IoT product, that how the data will be posted to the network, how it will be displayed to the key decision makers, and also doing some data analytics about it, because data, once you get all the data, you have to create valuable information out of it that the decision makers can use and do something about it. So that is something that we do. From the embedded system of the things, I think you have covered that already. So we are covering on the electronics design, some PCB design, so everything related to the product, so that your idea is actually in your hands. So well, people come to us with their ideas, and we bring that product in reality and hand it over to our clients.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching this podcast. If you really liked it, so subscribe it so that, and click on the bell icon so that you can get new notifications.